just like that. That was a half a bag. That's a 50-pound bag. So that was half a bag. This is a 10-foot wall. I got 9-foot ceiling, so you got about 40 square feet, about 1/8 of an inch thick. So every time I have to mix a bucket, I stop and I clean all my tools. This is a time-consuming process. I'm doing it by myself. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating a fact. But this slows me down. So while I haven't finished the full length of a wall, it's a half a wall, and it's 10 foot long. I could have mixed 2 bags or two half bags and 2 buckets and gone that route, but then both of them would be, if it started kicking and setting up, solidifying, then I would be in real trouble. Then I would have 2 5-gallon buckets with plaster in it that was kicking, and all my tools would have plaster that is setting off, and so I would have a real mess on my hands. So I have to really kind of pace and limit myself on what I'm able to do by myself. So that's just something to take into consideration. Oh my. So here I skimmed it, but there was a little bit left over. That's crazy. Where these two are meeting, I'm trying to blend this in a little bit. I've got some texture, that's okay. When I do the veneer coat, I really don't want it to be like this huge bump. Okay, I like that. Okay, that looks good. One last thing. I talked about it a few seconds ago. That's this little 2-inch chip brush. If I do this, that really helps reduce those hitchhikers. That's going to drag into my veneer coat. And it lets me clean out those corners. That's going to give me a crisp corner to work with on my veneer coat. All right. It blends that really in really nice. Okay. And up top. And everything here, that's already set, just like that. So I couldn't even finish that side of the wall before this is already set. So this is ready for veneer coat. It's just so hard already, just like that. All right, here we go with the veneer coat. I'd really like for this to come out in one fell swoop. I really don't want to have to mix a second batch. We're just going to see how it goes. There we go. It's so nice to put this on. It has like a creamy texture. I wouldn't say quite like cake icing, but that's about the best description I can give you. I don't know if you can see it, but it's creamy. All right, I'm halfway there. I still got to have half a bucket of mud. I'm really happy about that. So some interesting differences between doing plaster work besides the tools, hawk and trowel, is also I can only do this one wall. If this was sheetrock, I could do all 4 walls at once, but considering that I really have to like square off from one corner to the next, which is not how you would approach sheetrock. Sheetrock, you would do it all at one time, and at first I didn't see why don't they just do one big room? Well, for one, sheetrock mud doesn't set like this, and you're just not dealing with the same amount of surface area. Sheetrock mud, you're taping, and then you're putting coats on the tape. This, you're doing the entire surface, so it makes a big difference. And sometimes it's like yoga and gymnastics all at the same time. That's kind of funny. All right, I got it all on. All right, that looks really good. I'm happy with that. That is not finished. So here I'm going to try and get everything flat. This makes up for my lack of skill in plastering. Hitting the low spots. Getting all that off the trowel, off the skim board. All right, let's go at it again. And I try to go in both directions. High and low. And I'm trying to move fast because I know what comes next. This thing's kicking and I'm not going to stop it. And when it kicks, I'm going to try and slick it out. So I got a low spot there, so I'm trying to wipe off what I got. That's bad. Now, as hard as I tried, I got all kinds of trash in here, and I have no idea where it came from, so my veneer is about, I don't know, months old, I'll say it that way. It's not fresh from the factory, and that might be part of the problem, but it is what it is. So I'm just working it. Now, the technique is, if I hold this perpendicular, I'm just going to scratch everything off. So if I hold it flat, it's going to flatten things, but it's really not going to take off a lot. So it's a low angle skim, and you'll see in a bit, I'm going to even hold it lower. But right now I'm just trying to find that, strike that balance, because what comes next is I gotta let this kick. So I gotta get off this thing. But I want it to be as flat as possible. And I'm not gonna kid myself. There's gonna be imperfections, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it for a couple of reasons. One is I don't want that monotone, boring, that's what I call it, look of sheetrock. This wall will have some character. And there's a difference between character and lack of craftsmanship. I'm not talking about carelessness. I'm talking about the nature of what this is. There we go. It's looking good. Okay. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna get off of it. And I say I'm going to get off of it. I'm going to get off of it. It's like one more spot, just one more, just one more. Now I can feel this plaster kicking off of my trowel and hawk. I can feel it kicking. It's getting thicker. So what I'm going to do is clean out all my tools. That'll give it enough time. I can get ready to trowel this out and make it slick. Okay. Let me get on this thing. You can see it's still wet. Oh yeah. So as I trowel this, all the high spots get knocked down. That is the fat. And then I can take it and put it in the low spots as I go. And this is what makes it slick. So I'm trying to slick it out, get everything nice and even. Take off the high spots, fill in the low spots. all at the same time. Oh, it's just coming out nice and creamy. Okay. See that fat? Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow, just that little section right there looks good. Ah, nicked that wall. That's what that fat does, is it fills that in. I'm just going to keep using that fat up. So here we are, we've got the finished wall. You can see there's a white, looks like a white shark almost, like a white streak. That's where, as I was troweling, the fat filled that space in. Here Rochelle's putting in her mixture, which is lime, water, earth pigment, and linseed oil. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So we've got this plaster wall done too. I don't know if you can see it, but that's awful slick. That feels great. And here you can see a difference, a variation in color. Where it's almost white is where the pigment in the lime wash has dried. And it's probably because the plaster underneath is just now starting to dry out. So it's going to take us several days to put on a couple of coats and achieve the color we're after. That's like 10 times what it will actually end up being. It'll actually be pretty pale blue or turquoise, whichever you want to call it. And then this will turn white also. So we're really pleased how it turned out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not quite sure how the color is going to go, but we're working on it.
Yeah. So if you found that this video was helpful, then please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't forget your trusty.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.